Can we resurrect old videos? Yeah, especially when they're really good. Do you want an amazing book list? Watch this.
I'm not doing this in 40 videos. Ain't nobody got time for that. Bookmark, screenshot, whatever you need to do. You're ready. I've read hundreds of books over the years, and these are like my top 40 that have changed my life, and I've read them over and over, and will continue to read them over and over probably for the rest of time. This is like core curriculum for human interaction. The Four Agreements based on ancient wisdom, absolutely life-changing. All about love, bell hooks. You desire love, we all desire love. This is critical. Anatomy of Peace goes with Leadership and Self-Deception. These two leadership books will get rid of and eliminate every other leadership book you have. This is leadership moving forward, so much so they're even published differently. They're freaking amazing. Knowing who you are and the power dynamics at play that prevent you from standing in your power. These two books are the gold mine. It's like the Bible of humans and all their weird behaviors and how to take your power back in every situation. Knowing and growing you. This is a big category. I don't have all of these in print, but The Body Keeps a Score and anything by Louise Hay, I think that's her name. All your trauma is stored in your body. 25 years ago, I read a few books that really changed my life. I was having to do a lot of work around really deep wounds. Healing the Shame That Binds You. This book will undo you. I read it again recently and I had to take a 3-day vacation to read it. Like, it is very deep. You want to hit the roots? This is it. Combined with Conscious Language, these two books revolutionized my life. Then you get into Attachments, Codependent No More. For me, childbirth and understanding my body broke free a power in me that I did not know existed. And then anything by Brene Brown. Emotions are so important. If you are anything like me of McWhitey pigment and live in America, you're going to want to read this stack of books. Existential Kink, Unmask Your Shadow and Embrace Your Power. Jesus and John Wayne, How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation. Blew my mind. When God Was a Woman, the landmark exploration of the ancient worship of the great goddess and the eventual suppression of women's rights. Women Who Run with the Wolves. Get the audio. Her voice and power will soothe your soul. I can't even say this one out loud. Yeah, Like a Goddess. Heal yourself, reclaim your voice, stand in your power. Epic book. You are a goddess working with the sacred feminine to awaken, heal, and transform. Braiding Sweetgrass, indigenous wisdom, scientific knowledge, and the teaching of plants. If you like this, you're gonna love this. Untamed. Talk about courage to switch it up in modern life. And if you're like me and obsess over history, you're gonna want to read this one. Great Cosmic Mother, Rediscovering the Religion of the Earth. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Untie the Strong Woman is another great one by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. Real Magic by Dean Radin. Everything is Effed, a book about hope by Mark Manson. Urban Tantra, this will connect you back to your body. The Celestine Prophecy is a great one, kind of like The Alchemist, but this one teaches you about energy and the flow of energy. It's Not You, Identifying and Healing from Narcissistic People. She has an amazing YouTube channel as well. If you've made it this far, you might want to take a look at these two books because they undid me and helped me understand how very autistic I am. Visual Thinking, The Hidden Gifts of People Who Think in Pictures, Patterns, and Abstractions by Temple Grandin. Unmasking Autism, Discovering the New Faces of Neurodiversity. I had done a lot of healing work, but it wasn't until I read Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger, that I was really able to tap into the roots of my fury and actually use that as my power. To make things a little bit more fun, Loud. This book actually answered a question that I didn't expect it to, and it's what is healthy for family dynamics? She also really helped me become a mean girl. Everything is Figureoutable. This book triggered me so much because I read it at a really dark time in my life, and it is absolutely true. Anything you want, anything you desire, anything that you could ever imagine, everything is Figureoutable. You can get out or in any situation you desire. Financial Feminist. If you need a foundation of money, this is your gal. which is really where we bridge into the money, resources, and contributions. The Artist's Way and the Daily Pages, writing every day, a spiritual path to higher creativity, life-changing. Oh, if you've got some quirkiness and want to just unleash your silly while making money, being you, changing the world, so much fun. Oh, and the Fifth Agreement, which is a lot like the Fourth Agreement because it includes the 4 agreements, except the Fifth Agreement is about how to tell your story. And eventually you're going to get to this point where you're just like, wow, everything's really good in life. The big leap. We all hit glass ceiling. The principles in here, it's not your money, how to live fully from divine abundance. Meditations in here, the surrender in here, so good. Ooh, Richest Man in Babylon is a really good one, kind of in the same category as The Alchemist. Get Rich, Lucky Beat. It triggered me so much, but then gave me some amazing breakthroughs. On Writing. It's a memoir on writing by Stephen King. If you want to learn to write, that's an excellent one. The Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk. He does a great job of really explaining old school business where we actually care about our customers. He redefines business in some really cool ways. Discovering you is such an important topic, to know who you are and experiment with it. Before I was introduced to human design, obviously I had heard of astrology. Astrology isn't my strong suit, but this book really helped me understand the basics and the cycles and get a good grasp on what it is. I read Astrology for the Soul and North Node astrology. My mind was like, and suddenly all my Virgo made sense. Human design is channeled work, as is the I Ching and the Gene Keys. The basic premise is that there are 64 paradoxes that we live within. And these energies are us and impact us every day, all the time. When you understand those 64 paradoxes, all good, bad, right, wrong, worthiness issues, everything just melts away. Truly the set of books that has navigated me back to my highest self, which is why I'm teaching a class on it. But had I not read all these other books, I was not ready for this level of honesty. So there's that. Isn't the entire point of any of this to navigate our lives better, to do better, to feel better, to live better? And the more feminine and the more spiritual and the more enlightened I've become, the more I've realized that every road leads me right back to myself. And what am I doing with my joy today? What can I create today?